everyone knows, Northside's been locked down the last couple days. We had an inmate that was stabbed 3 times in the neck. He come running off the yard. Staff responded immediately and started shaking down the north yard. And in that shakedown, you know, we come up with 15 additional shanks. So, very alarming.
It's been a long, hot summer at Ross Correctional Institution in southern Ohio. Inmate fights, assaults on staff, drug smuggling, all seem to be on the rise. And the North Side, home to some of the toughest inmates in the state, is ground zero for trouble.
A little riot popped off in our block.
There's about 30 of us going at it. Filled up the whole range.
Squad, hands, hut. Right, face. Forward, march.
The prison response has been swift.
Step back off the door.
Over the last couple of weeks, we've found just a lot of tension in this part of the compound. And when you add all these together, the potential, if this gets bigger, could be huge.
Now the North Side is on lockdown. One of the most potent tools a warden can use to control the inmate population. A dramatic step in restoring order. 3 days have gone by. Enough time to gradually ease the restrictions. There's movement on the yard again, but tensions remain.
It can go from normal, like us talking right now, to dangerous in seconds in here. In seconds. Playing cards at the table, I say something out my mouth, you say something back, now we both at each other's throat telling we're gonna kill each other.
And one faction, the Aryan Brotherhood, has been getting special attention. Extortions, attacks on inmates, and attacks on staff. Carried out by a group considered a security threat by the system. With members like William Sams.
I'm an Aryan god, man. They'll never break me. My spirit's too strong, man. Let these dudes break me, because that's what they want. A whole bunch of zombies to walk around here scared to death of them. I'll never, you know, it's not happening. Fear no man but myself. That's who I fear, myself.
Sams, AKA Bulldog, is on his way to a segregation unit already crowded with recent troublemakers.
Got me assault on a police officer.
Bulldog got into an argument with an officer that escalated into an assault.
We get in there and he's like, he's barking. When a tells you to do something, you do it. I'm sick of you skinhead. And I said, well, that's good. And he said, what? I said, because I'm not a skinhead, you know? And I guess he got a little mad. And before you know what's happening, it's too late, man. Do what you gotta do, because I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And I'm gonna stand on these 2 feet, man. Regardless of where I'm at or who it's against, you disrespect me or put your hands on me, and there's no more boundaries, dude. I'm not Jesus. Jesus turned the other cheek. You know what I mean? No, not Bulldog, bro. You hit me, I'm gonna tear your ass up.
Just like on the street, the Ohio prison system has laws, rules of conduct that can't be broken. And if Bulldog is found guilty of these new charges, he'll earn a trip to the jail within the prison system, known simply as Lucasville.
The reputation in Lucasville, it's dangerous.
They're just hardcore inmates. If you stabbed or killed in these other places or done something real serious, that's where everybody goes to.
It's like zoo, man, for real. That's exactly what it's like. You see them animals caged at the zoo, that's exactly what the hell it is.
Some guys being back there, man, for years, they go loony, man.
Most of the people there is never getting out. Never getting out. So what the hell do they care about killing you? I mean, it don't mean nothing to them.
The Southern Ohio Correctional Facility opened in 1972. Back then, the design was state-of-the-art. A pattern of modules formed into a shape that resembles a telephone pole. Each module, J block, K, and L, connects to the main corridor. 22 acres under one roof, housing 1,450 inmates who've earned their right here. Every inmate has broken the rules. Many have even committed new crimes behind bars. It's a fact of life in Ohio's toughest prison. One that keeps Major David Warren on the move.
When I was just in there fighting, dude, all I know is that I got hit from the side, and all I'm saying is that it either was a CO or another inmate. Why am I going to the hole? If I feel like I gotta do something to somebody to hurt them or something like that, I'm gonna let it be known, so when it do take place, they already aware that it was gonna happen. See what I'm saying, Major?
I understand, Randy. It's just something about the mentality of the inmate that comes into Lucasville. They feel like they have to earn a reputation or something. You're getting individuals that are at the low point of their behavior. They're most frustrated, hostile.
I don't understand how you guys can justify taking our privileges and giving privileges to guys that you're punishing. How do you do that?
You're on the list. You'll get out of here as soon as I get a cell.
It's crazy, man. There's guys that have been back here in these 4B blocks for I don't know how many years. You know, years plural, though. It's a nut house, man. You're locked down 23 hours a day. You're stuck behind the goddamn this little steel box.
At Lucasville, any freedom of movement is exploited. And the fights come hard and fast. The prison has more attacks on inmates and staff than any other facility in the state. 400 incidents and counting in 2010 alone. And some confrontations are extreme, like this one involving an inmate armed with a spray bottle filled with feces and urine.
Allow me to do my job and my staff to do their job, okay? All right.
And after any event, it's up to the major to follow up, to make sure that the punishment is proper and everything is by the book.
What's going on?
Tell me.
You had a spray bottle, and you continued to try to spray my staff with feces and urine, and you continued to refuse to cuff up, so we had no alternative but to extract you at that point. You had every opportunity to come out, correct?
Once they come in the cell with shield, I ain't got no, I didn't even try to resist them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't use force against them, they used force against me.
What about the shampoo bottle you had full of feces and urine that you sprayed on my team?
That did transpire.
Coming into this setting, it's, pretty overwhelming.
When they step off the bus, they see our presence, and they see us not backing up. And it's not an issue where we're trying to be macho or hard. That's just the way it is. We want to let them know when they call off the bus, this is our prison. And when you come here, you've already got in trouble with your prison. Now you're going to have to learn how to behave.
Transfer day at the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility in Lucasville. 7 inmates are arriving from Lebanon Correctional Institution.
The new ones, you can see their eyes as soon as they walk off the bus. Like, now I'm at the big house.
They have all broken the rules of the system, and for it, have been sent here to serve jail time of sorts. Entering a new world and doing time.
Ears, hair, arms up, now, grab on your feet. Squat and cough, get dressed, closing that bag right there. Turn around on your feet, yep, squat and cough, get dressed.
Intake at Lucasville is the inmate's first taste of maximum security. And with it, the loss of the relative comforts of general population.
Any kind of cup with a handle they can't have, a surge power cord they can't have, purple stuff like this they can't have. You got a purple blanket, purple t-shirt, they can't have either one of those.
Any item of any color not issued or sanctioned is put in storage.
That hurts about my purple. Oh, that hurts. 9 years of my life there. Got chopped down pretty good.
So you hear a lot of stuff about Luke. Like, Luke is the big talk of all prisons. So when you're coming up here, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm never gonna get out, because when I get up here, someone might throw on me, I'm gonna stab them. You know, stuff like that's what you're thinking. So yeah, it's rough.
Glenn Chasteen is just 22 years old, but is already a veteran to Ohio's system, entering the 6th year of his sentence for armed robbery.
We got drunk after a graduation party, and my dude had a gun. We just went out and robbed somebody, like, just, I don't even know why. We were just drunk. And then I ended up taking out for it, because I was a juvenile at the time. I was only 17. I still want to do a lot of the things I miss that young people do, like, haven't ever been to a club, never been to a strip club, I've never been to a bar after 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I've just never been to anything where you need an ID over 18.
At Lucasville, it's not about the crime that got you to prison. It's about the rules you broke once inside. In April 2010, Chasteen was charged with possession of a deadly weapon, a 12-inch shank. He was sentenced to 6 months in the hole, a raise in his security level, and with it, a trip to Lucasville. All over a charge he claims was about loyalty, about protecting his cellmate.
My dude already had a knife case, and I knew if he caught another one, he was going down smoking, that he was going to end up here, and he has to see the parole board again. So, you know, I mean, that stuff, that's a little stuff for real. That's your dude. I mean, I didn't know I was coming here for it.
Lucasville is Glenn Chasteen's 4th prison in 5 years.
Step on in, gentlemen, step on in.
And it also may be his last. He has just 9 months left before his release, time that just got harder. Lucasville is at capacity, so tonight, all 7 of the new arrivals are placed in temporary cells in the prison's toughest tier, J2. Segregation, the hole at Lucasville.
I'm trying to do my little 9 months and chill. But if I get hit, somebody throws something on me, and I'm kind of in a predicament. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna try to avoid all that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to kick it with too many people.
Chasteen is at the beginning of a journey every inmate takes at Lucasville. New arrivals are classified as 4B, a designation that typically means up to a year in strict confinement. The whole for the entire state, with limited privileges and little movement. Break the rules and the clock on leaving 4B resets. Toe the line and move to level 4A, and a chance to leave Lucasville. It's rigid control, dictated by the kind of inmates who come here, and overseen by Warden Donald Morgan.
Every facility, you'll have 1% of the offenders that do not want to follow policy and procedure. They disrupt the normal operations of that institution.
Had that little altercation up here.
Essentially, Lucasville's made up of everybody's 1% and gives me a total of 100% of your inmates that does not want to follow the rules and regulations. At a level 4 facility, we control every movement of an offender. Everywhere an offender goes, his movements are under constant security supervision.
It's discipline and control that translates to the hardest time an inmate will face in Ohio. But even in a prison as locked down as Lucasville, trouble is always just around the corner. On L side, a Signal 3 alert has been called. 2 inmates are fighting on a range. The punches thrown as they were coming back from rec, during the precious few seconds before they were locked back in their cells. Fights like this happen almost every day here, and are often met with mace.
For real, I can barely move this. Hurt my eyes so bad I can't. Huh? It hurts bad.
Dad's going up.
Hold on. What do you?
Let's go.
Walk.
You want to be on guard. You never want to turn your back to offenders in any facility, especially Lucasville.
At the Ross Correctional Institution, Bulldog has been found guilty in prison court of attacking an officer. One of the most serious offenses behind bars. Now the administration may raise his security level to 4B and ride him out to Lucasville.
We're going to do your transfer hearing today. We're going to start it as a 4B hearing. We'll see whether we finish it as a 4B or finish it as a level 3.
Today's hearing is about determining whether Bulldog's actions make him a security threat. And the numbers he's accumulated on his prison rap sheet are already working against him.
First, guilty findings by RIB. That's a yes, that's 2 points. Local control placement within the last 12 months, that's what you're currently in, is local control. So you get 3 for that, and then most recent violence indicator, that was your Rule 4. So with that, tell us why you think you should or should not be placed in level 4B.
All this happened in a span of 6-7 months. But there's only one real severe charge here, was the Rule 4.
In order to be considered for level 4B, you have to meet at least one of these 8 criteria. I'll give you a copy of this. You've met 3 of the 8. You only have to meet the 1. I am going to make the recommendation level 4B. Mr. Stanley?
I agree.
With that, you have a right to appeal this.
Nah, that's a waste of time.
No appeal?
Nah.
All right.
You know what you got coming with me. There's a certain line you don't cross, and you got to watch that line, because if you touch it, it doesn't matter who you are, I'm going to flare up on you, period. It's a selective process how you guys choose who you give 4Bs to. Dudes that have 10, 12 points refuse and lock and, get caught in homosexual activity or whatever they do, but you know what I mean? I beat up a CO, but then I'm a bad guy. I don't bar that. I'll come back and get him again.
You've earned another conduct report.
I ain't mad.
I know you don't.
Write 5 more of them.
Yeah. For threats.
Okay.
Okay, we're done.
Write 10 tickets. Send one of them to my mom, tell her I said I love her. If you need a pen, I think I can find you a pen to write that ticket with.
Thanks, I've got my own.
dude can eat my his best bet be to get me the out of here as fast as he can. I don't care about going home. I don't care about none of that, man. You're gonna respect me. Whether you got that shirt on or not, you're gonna respect me, man. I demand respect. And that's what I do. You know what I mean? Let's gas the bus up.
"40 miles to the south, it's day 2 of Glenn Chastain's time at Lucasville. And this morning, he's on the move. Headed out of his temporary cell in segregation to confront his new home.
In prison, face is everything. An image in here is so much more important than anything on the streets.
Chastain is moving into Unit K4, a 4B block where inmates are held on 23-hour lockdown.
Go cell 5.
The noise is the worst thing, because they don't ever shut up while you're sleeping. It'll be 3 o'clock in the morning, they'll still be screaming and yelling.
Inmates call the yelling cell banging. And newcomers like Chastain draw immediate attention.
Like 3 days? What am I? No, I'm saying nothing. Ma, what? What'd he say? Do you reform Malaysia? What's up?
They ain't got nothing better to do, you know what I'm saying? They're bored. I ain't tripping. They ain't about to bid off me. I ain't about to wreck with you. So they can yell all day if they want. I ain't tripping. See, if you know them long enough, though, they'll just shut up, fall back. They ain't got nobody to argue with. It ain't no fun, you feel me?
There's 2 worlds here in Lucasville, 4B and 4A. First, you gotta make it out of 4B when you get here. I did 9 months in 4B and it was horrible. I couldn't stand it. Stayed on headphones all day.
John Scheer has been at Lucasville for more than a year and has made his way into 4A, where he's earned the nickname Cheese for his ever-present smile.
I've always been a special person, I guess.
John Scheer is serving a 10-year sentence for involuntary manslaughter and aggravated robbery. Part of an ongoing life as a criminal running in drug circles. He's at Lucasville for continuing that life behind bars, accused of being the mastermind behind a prison drug ring.
They put down a conveyance charge on me when I had no drugs on me or nothing. So, but they still made it stick. I mean, I've been involved in some drugs, some drug rings and, you know, some fights and group fights and all that. And allegations been on me that people's got hurt for you know, telling on me, be finna pass.
Ready to do some work?
At Lucasville, Scheer is a porter, delivering juice and meals in K-Block.
What's up with you, man? You good?
A plum job for a hustler.
No doubt. Ain't no doubt.
In a world this restrictive, porters who choose to get in the game are at the heart of a covert network that moves contraband throughout the prison. Anything with wheels can transport trouble. Lunch wagons, metal tray boxes, even dumpsters.
Moves through the inmates, we move everywhere. I mean, we get around all that. Any porter job, really, even in the block. You know, you charge people to run anything. It's all about money.
Scheer seems to reap the benefits. In a world of limited possessions, he's a wealthy man. But in prison, wealth can be dangerous. The Lucasville prison that stands today is a serious place. Imposing, dark, engulfed in shadow. The shadows are reminders of the prison's darkest days. April 1993, Easter Sunday. Inmates take control of L Block. 8 officers are held hostage.
We are oppressed people. We have come together as one. We are brothers. We are very oppressed and we're very sick of it. We're not going to take this anymore. We are not going to bow down. We are not going to give up. We are going to remain no matter what they put on us. If we die, we die.
Within days, 9 inmates are killed by the rioters. 1 officer is murdered. His body deposited on the yard.
We hope there is no more violence. We hope there are no more unnecessary murders. But that is something that had to happen. A lot of us didn't want it, but I'm sorry. That's all I can say.
This is the first hostage that we can see that is coming out.
These fellas coming out now appear to be the ones we have been waiting for.
That's a wonderful sight right there.
This is the second hostage coming out right now.
When the siege ends, L Block is in ruins. Lucasville is in ruins.
It truly shook us to the core. Everybody in the agency rethought what they were doing.
The riot is the formative moment in Ohio corrections, one that resonates daily from the office of Director Ernie Moore to the halls of the prison itself. And in its wake, Lucasville undergoes radical changes. Secure enclosures are built to protect officers on the tiers. Automated crash gates break up the corridors. Inmates move through the halls in groups of 20. And the department is called the ODRC, a system built around an organizing principle: rehabilitation.
We're not going to give up hope on public safety. That's our mission. That's what we're going to continue to do. And we're not going to give up hope on rehabilitation.
But at a prison like Lucasville, where every inmate has broken the rules of the system, that rehabilitation starts with control.
Top range, please.
Today, Level 4B inmates are getting rec. For 12 hours each day, single file lines head to and from the outdoor cages. A locked-down, chain-linked playground of sorts, where inmates are kept in segregated units. But even with the rigid control, fights are still common.
It can be violent. It can be very violent. We've got guys that can actually dislocate their thumbs and come up out of them handcuffs. We've got guys that you wouldn't think normally could break a set of handcuffs and can twist them and snap them in a heartbeat. What did I tell you from the get-go?
Already today, another fight has broken out.
Go down and shut the block down.
All right.
When an inmate tried to headbutt another on the rec chain. The incident is quickly handled, and the inmate is removed.
Turn around, face the wall.
It's every day. You know, it's always something different. You know what I'm saying?
Rec on the other side of the compound is a very different affair, where 4A inmates like John Shear have earned a bit more freedom. Shear gets an hour of rec a day, time he devotes to his real hustle: gambling. Shear runs a highly profitable sports book in K Block. He's the bank, the go-to man for betting on football games.
This is probably one of the biggest gambling places there is, just for the simple fact that we're locked down all day. Them guys, we're bored. So, I mean, on the weekend, you want to play a ticket, have you something to do. I mean, why not? Play a couple bucks on the ticket.
Out on the yard, Shear is on the move, and football action is in every conversation around him.
Is that game on TV, that West Virginia game? What channel?
I think it's channel 8 at 7:30, man. I need Duke to come back, man. Yeah. Oh, Wake Forest is -4 on the swing, though.
Shear's man on the inside is John McAllister, nicknamed Slug, short for Slugger.
Hey, what was it I do? 48 to 54?
Slug is the bookie, the keeper of the point spreads, stat sheets, and the bets. A one-man, one-cell, Vegas-style sports book.
What's up, baby? It's all I do all day, every day. Is I read the sports page, sports magazines. I'm not a guru, but I know how to make some educated guesses. We'll pick which games that we want to put on the ticket, and man, once we get we get jack the lines up, jack the lines down a little bit. You know what I mean? To which wherever we feel comfortable. So I think we pulled in.
The line is the amount of points by which one team is expected to beat the other.
$70 over there. So.
Inmates who take the points are gambling to beat the odds McAllister is about to set.
What's up, baby?
For those who lose and don't pay up, the price is steep.
There's some things you just can't do, and you can't let a man just take something that belongs to you. If a guy refuses to pay up, I mean, I'm gonna blow your mouth out. I mean, this is how I am. It's just business. That's all it is. That's all. Everything I do in the joint is business.
I'm getting ready to go over there right now.
For a hustle like this to succeed, timing is critical, especially in a prison like Lucasville. McAllister's betting line is set and delivered just in time for Shear to report for work.
Get on my wheel, you hear me? All right, baby boy.
Now he can take in the bets and build up a bank before Saturday, game day.
It's easy. You make money off them tickets. Probably pull in $250 a week, maybe $200 a weekend. Maybe pay out. Sometimes you get hit for 100, 150. Sometimes you get hit for way more. Sometimes you won't get hit at all. So that's profit.
We hit the gyms first before we put the inmates in there with the dogs.
The prison works daily to disrupt the hustles, with large-scale shakedowns when the intel is good.
Main thing we're looking for people is drugs, and actually any major contraband, weapons, cell phones, or anything like that nature.
Today, the major has brought in dogs from the sheriff's office and is headed on a search.
Step out of cell. Turn around. Push hands on the wall.
Direct and forceful, shakedowns at Lucasville target the players in the game.
Tickets.
Those that reap the benefits, like John Shear.
Hell yeah.
See, you see, it was in here. Most definitely, they was in here. All my was straight before when I left. It always is. I usually keep a neat cell, you know what I'm saying?
With game day approaching and the bets coming in, it appears as if Shear is on the prison's radar.
Let's go, man. Let's play. You got a jack and a 9. A pass. Ready, boy?
At the prison known as Lucasville, Glenn Chasteen is settling in.
Sharp top. Ready up, who? I bet the 30.
Just 2 weeks into his time on K-Block, he's getting into the game.
Get to me. Hard. Going high with a 6. Bang.
Starting to hustle by playing cards for commissary. Bets are paid off instantly, and the flurry of winnings and losses fished from one cell to the next is constant.
That's really all it is extras. You don't need it. You just, you know what I'm saying, they're those things that you want. Any type of hustle in prison is against rules for real. So anything you do to hustle is gonna get you in trouble.
I bet 30. Shoot 30.
It's all part of the underground economy, one that Chastain is falling deeper into.
I knew he was the police, man. I tell by his demeanor, man.
Across camp in Unit K6, John McAllister's hustle is heating up. It's game day, and he's busy fishing through his window to other cells around his block, taking in last-minute bets on his football tickets.
Oh, one of them cookies went to him? Hey, Troy, you got that? Come on, man.
With no hard currency, commissary items make up the bets. And McAllister's room is filling with the wagers for the day.
Hey, we gotta hurry up, man. They might be in that office, bro. You hear me? It's hectic, man. It's time-consuming. It's hectic. You gotta duck the rollers, because they do their rounds every 15 minutes.
The bets are laid. And downstairs, the money man's job is done. All that remains are the results. So John Scheer has settled in for a nap as the games get underway.
Try that ball, Oklahoma. Work, Kansas. 28-25. Yes. What's up, baby? Florida's up by 24 right now. That means that that everybody that took South Florida, which was almost half the block, they all go down smoking.
As the day wears on, the results keep coming in and going their way.
Bang, bang, they all go down. Thank you for your donations. Come again. Where you at, Chief?
Right here, what's up?
What's up, baby?
Downstairs, it's time for work for Scheer. He's headed back to his porter job with one last piece of business: to distribute the lines for the late games. But today comes with an unwelcome surprise: a strip search on the way over.
Let me go get this strip search out the way, man.
Stupid hillbillies, man.
Scheer gets through, the line hidden in his mouth.
I'm always gonna be involved, man. I mean, if it's just something little, man. I don't know what it is. It's who I am. It keeps my spirits going, man.
Cheddar cheese in the building, baby. Cheddar cheese in the building, man.
Better be good today, man. I'm watching you.
Always good, man.
I'm a shaker, man. I'm a mover. So I got to make it happen, man. Got to make it happen.
At Ross Correctional Institution, Bulldog is entering his 6th week in the hole after assaulting an officer. A serious offense behind bars, and one that has consequences. Word has just come down. Bulldog's headed to Lucasville. What would be a punishment for most, though, is a homecoming of sorts for an Aryan brother like Bulldog.
That's our house, man. You know what I mean? That's the Hood Network. That's where we go. There's so many of us there that anywhere you go, you're gonna have 5 or 10 of y'all in the same area at all times. Boom, 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 everybody. It's great. It's good times. And, you know, Lucasville's got its own personality. It doesn't matter what you're doing to get to the joint, you know what I mean? It's about how you carry yourself once you're already in the joint. You know what I mean? That place thrives on reputation inside the joint. Sometimes I sit in there and think about it, you know, like, I don't know if Lucasville's the right place, like, 'cause it sucks. You know, it does suck. It's an emotionally and mentally challenging place, man. It takes away a part of you that you don't never want to lose, man. You know what I mean? That shine, and it dulls that. Because it makes you rough, it makes you, you know what I mean? You're arrogant and angry all the time. You know, that's why I try to smile as much as possible and around and goof off, because if you lose that part of you, then it's, you know what I mean? It your life up. You know, you only get one shot. And then it's over with, man.
Once you got a reputation like mine, once you get so high and when the administration get to worrying about you, then you got a problem. I mean, it's gonna follow you. You try to go straight and I mean, it doesn't matter if you go straight because they're always gonna be looking for that. They're always gonna be looking for you to be involved in something. I pretty much, once you get in so far, so deep, it's not gonna stop. That's what it's gonna be.
When you get out there on the range and you talk, you're saying you open yourself up to anything. Me in here is not the same me on the streets. Like, I daydream a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, you hear you daydream about getting out. And when I do, I still think of myself acting like the way I do now. Like, I don't know. It might have changed me permanently, I don't know.
It's just another day at the prison known as Lucasville. Chow continues to run. Direct chains are cycling. And in back, the bus is pulling up with another fresh arrival. Bulldog is coming home.
Yeah, there has to be authority. And I respect that to an extent. But I'm not gonna live my life based on somebody else's guidelines, you know, ever. Ever. You know, it's just not happening. I made some mistakes that caused me, you know, to be behind the wire, but it doesn't change the fact that, you know, I'm a free spirit, man. I'm gonna do what I wanna do. These right here would not hold me. They can't stop me. There's no weakness in me, you know? Like if you see a pack of wolves and you see one that's hurt, they get him out of the pack because he's weak, you know what I mean? The strength of the pack is the wolf. And so what they do, they cut him loose. You'll never get that with me, you know what I mean? You'll never, I'm an animal.
It's another welcome to 4B, J2. 18 months of this, you hear me? A never-ending process. This is round 2.